Just like other groups of plants that I've talked about in my other similar videos, vines are great bird attractors, providing nesting sites, insects, nectar, fruit, and more for birds. Furthermore, vines are great for covering up unsightly vertical surfaces and take up little space, needing almost no care in the backyard. So keep watching to learn about the best 5 vines to attract the most birds. Hope you liked the video. 5. Clematis. Though being harder to grow than most other vines and having many native species endangered in the US, clematis is still a great vine for birds, attracting hummingbirds and butterflies with its beautiful flowers, and other birds with its seeds and large amounts of insects. It's also a preferred place for many songbirds to nest if it becomes dense enough, providing cover. When buying a clematis species for your yard, be aware of super invasive Chinese and Japanese cultivars, which have become problems in some areas. Otherwise, try and choose native species such as swamp letterflower, vase vine, scarlet letterflower, hairy clematis, or western white clematis. Though do note that these may be hard to get, with some being endangered in certain states. Lastly, do research on the clematis type you are getting before buying it, as clematis, being as diverse as they are, all have different soil and sun needs to grow successfully. 4. Honeysuckle. Despite not being considered true vines by some, honeysuckles are great plants to have in any yard, providing fruit, shelter, insects, and more to your backyard birds. In fact, hummingbirds and orioles regularly drink nectar from honeysuckle flowers, while a variety of finches and other birds feed on the red berries and insects that it attracts. As an added bonus, birds like catbirds, cardinals, mockingbirds, and more may nest in honeysuckle vines if grown densely enough. But unfortunately, like with the clematis, invasive species are problematic, often affecting the native ones in negative ways. So going with a native plant such as western white, Arizona, orange, or trumpet honeysuckle will be most beneficial to the birds and wildlife. 3. The trumpet vine. Only inhabiting the eastern US, the native trumpet vine is a common sight throughout its range, providing nectar to hummingbirds and orioles. It is also a great vine for attracting other birds, as it's a host plant for many insects, in turn bringing insectivores. As with other vines, this is a great nesting place for many songbirds. The only downside to this plant is just how invasive it is, growing quickly and thickly, and therefore being a bad choice planting too close to a house. Otherwise, the benefits for birds are great, so letting it grow on a tree like in the wild may be the best option. 2. The Virginia creeper. An infamous bird favorite, the Virginia creeper attracts birds with its berries, nesting sites, and large amounts of insects. In fact, this plant provides nutritious berries to overwintering and fall migrating birds, nesting areas for catbirds, finches, and thrashers, and attracts insectivores with its abundant insects and caterpillars. Like with the other vines on this list, planting native plants is the best option, as these vines can be pretty prolific and get out of control. Additionally, these creepers don't damage buildings and other structures like the other ones on this list, and are a great choice for covering unsightly sun-exposed walls. Some native species to consider are Virginia creeper, thicket creeper, and seven-leafed creeper, along with some others. 1. Wild grape. This vine probably comes as no surprise, occasionally attracting over 100 different bird species at one time, with their delicious dark blue fruits. Wild grapes also attract insectivorous birds, with their wide variety of host caterpillars and other insects, and nesting birds to nest within their dense foliage. When choosing a wild grape for your area, there will generally be many choices, with there being more than a dozen North American species. Do note that some are of concern, being endangered in several states. For the best experience, it's recommended to plant several species of grape with slightly different fruiting times to allow for continuous bird feeding. As always, try to go with native species like summer, sand, riverbank, fox, and California wild grape. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, share, and like.